You already know LeBron James is one of the NBA's all-time best scorers, but he's one of the world's best shot creators too. Nobody scored more points in the last decade than LeBron. But as we enter the 2020s and as the King enters the late stages of his prime, he's reinvented himself. For the first time in his remarkable career, LeBron leads the NBA in assists this season. In fact, the Lakers' signature shots are the ones number 23 creates.
James forcing the turnover and running the floor, lobbing it for Davis for the stop.
Let's take a closer look, starting with some basic numbers. LeBron accumulated 636 assists this season before the stoppage. That's 10.6 per game, and that makes him the only player this season to average double-digit dimes. As a scorer, James has put up 25.7 points per game. That's good for 11th in the league, but his assists created another 26.5 points per game. Just to emphasize that, when you combine his scoring and his assisting, LeBron accounts for over 50 points per game. But where on the floor does he usually strike? And who are his most common recipients? One big reason for LeBron's career year as a shot creator is the arrival of Anthony Davis. Now, LeBron has shared the court with some awesome teammates over the years. D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love aren't too shabby, but Davis provides him with arguably the best assist target he's ever had.
And look at LeBron getting it ahead to Davis, but how about the smarts?
James has assisted on 172 Davis buckets this year. Folks, that's over a third of the Browns' made shots this season. The LeBron-AD connection is by far the most prolific passer-shooter combo in the NBA right now. In an average game, these guys link up for 7.5 points. But while the volume is one thing, the efficiency is another. Davis averages a ridiculous 1.19 points per shot following passes from LeBron. How good is that? Of the NBA's top 20 passer-to-shooter combinations, only Damian Lillard to CJ McCollum has been more efficient. So why does this combination work so well? Simply put, Davis is one of the best finishers in the world. And a majority of the time, LeBron's assists to him result in juicy close-range looks like this.
James shovels, Davis finishes.
And like this.
James Davis gets inside, beautiful setup.
And like this.
Up top and a punch by AD right to the jaw.
When you look at where on the court James is assisting Davis, one thing becomes very clear. These dudes hook up for a bunch of dunks and layups. That shouldn't surprise anyone. After all, LeBron is one of the best passers in the world, while AD is basically Randy Moss. They're a perfect match, unless of course you're trying to defend them. Then they're a nightmare. This example against the best defense in the league illustrates why James and Davis are so difficult to defend. LeBron uses AD's ball screen to attack the middle of the floor. As Wesley Matthews tries to recover from the screen, it's already too late. James has put Lopez in a hopeless defensive predicament. Lopez must either stop LeBron from dribbling to the hoop and dunking it, or he must stay with Davis to prevent an easy lob. He can't do both. As soon as James sees Lopez commit to stopping the drive, a future alley-oop gets its wings. LeBron lobs the ball to Davis, who flushes it down. Not even a fumbled initial pass can disrupt their timing. The key to this play is AD's screen, which took Matthews out of the play and allowed James and Davis to play the two-man game against a compromised defense. The thing about LeBron is that he is not only capable of making incredible plays, he almost always makes the right decision at the right time. He reads the defense as well as anyone, and he loves to pass the ball. With three capable shooters on the perimeter, and we'll get to that point soon, the Bucks defenders need to stay at home. So the obvious choice is to toss it to arguably the best rim-running threat in the world. Everybody knows that these guys are great, but the scary thing is they make each other even better. When the Lakers landed Davis last summer, it was obvious they'd be dangerous, but few expected these two to become the most dangerous duo in the NBA immediately, and that's exactly what they are. And while the James to Davis connection has become the Lakers' signature pairing, there's another area on the court where LeBron is elite in shot creation, generating clean looks for his teammates downtown. Just over 1/3 of his assists lead to three-point shots, and only Ben Simmons has assisted on more triples this year than LeBron has. His favorite target beyond the arc is another new teammate, Danny Green. While Davis was the team's biggest acquisition last summer, Green has been a huge addition too, providing the team with a prototypical 3-and-D guy who can guard on the perimeter and knock down long-range jumpers. James has fed Green on 52 threes this season, making them one of the top 10 three-point pairings in the league. But the Lakers' catch-and-shoot army extends well beyond just Green. Avery Bradley, Kyle Kuzma, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are also legit sharpshooters from downtown. This chart shows all of James' three-point assists this season. Unlike last year's team, this Lakers group is chock full of solid catch-and-shoot threats that not only provide spacing to open up the floor, but also leverage LeBron's all-world abilities to find open shooters along the edges of the court. Here's a crazy stat. The Lakers are making a ridiculous 39% of their threes off of LeBron's passes. They make just 34% of them on all other tries. And that's a central part of the argument for those who contend that LeBron should win his 5th MVP this year. Not only is he a great scorer, but he literally makes everyone around him even better. It's not rocket science, people. This year's Lakers team is better because they have surrounded their MVP with a bona fide star and a collection of capable shooters. That doesn't just show up in LeBron's assist numbers, it also shows up in the standings. Specifically, the top of the Western Conference.